Hi, my name is Sandra Palomino. I'm Director of Historical Manuscripts here at Heritage Auction Galleries, and I wanted to take a few moments to give you a quick overview of some of the wonderful items we have coming up in our February auction, which we're holding in our Beverly Hills Gallery. The first item I wanted to talk to you about is a period manuscript copy of the funeral orders given by President John Adams for the funeral of George Washington. This wonderful item came to us as part of a collection of the papers of General Henry Burbank, who served during the Revolutionary War with George Washington. The next item we have representative of the Revolutionary War is this wonderful John Dunlap printed broadside of the Pennsylvania War Office ordering a request for blankets for Washington's troops. This broadside was printed in May of 1777 and is actually looking to secure blankets for Washington's troops who would then later be serving at Valley Forge later that year. The next Revolutionary War item that we have is this wonderful letter scripted by John Adams looking to arrange payment to the French makers of the medals and presentation swords that were awarded to the Revolutionary War heroes, including George Washington and Nathaniel Greene. I next wanted to focus your attention to our Civil War items, the first one being this manuscript composed by John Mosby. It's one of two known manuscripts that were written at the time that this farewell speech was given, right at the close of the Civil War. This is one of, I'm going to say, about 100 items that we have from the Civil War period. There's a wonderful selection of images, including this next image, which is a portrait of Robert E. Lee taken in a Richmond studio. He's, of course, in his Confederate general uniform. And this wonderful item is signed twice. First on the albumen at the bottom, and the second time it's inscribed and signed with his initials on the back. We have some wonderful Brady images, not least of which is this General Grant Brady image. This is a wonderful image that I'm sure most Civil War collectors will recognize, and as you can see, Grant has signed it boldly on the mount. In addition to these images, we have some wonderful signatures, both war-dated letters and orders, as well as clipped signatures from Confederate generals John Gregg, Leonidas Polk, Thomas Carmichael Hinman, A.P. Hill, and just, you know, the list just goes on and on. We will then go to the Wild West, the first piece of which is this great Yukon gold archive, which is made up of 3 ledgers kept by a clerk at the Northern Pacific Expressway Company, and these ledgers include both carbon copies of letters as well as orders for shipments of gold and just all kinds of stuff that were being shipped in and out of the region in relation to the Yukon gold rush. The next item is a Wyatt Earp signed subpoena. And we have in the past sold a similarly signed subpoena dated from this period in one of our Western auctions. This subpoena actually predates that one by 4 months. So we feel pretty confident that this is the earliest exemplar of Wyatt Earp's writing available out in the collectibles market. I now want to go to more modern times and share with you about a couple of the items we have from that period. The first one is this wonderful handwritten letter by President Bill Clinton, which he wrote while in office, in which he talks about his grandfather who raised him the first 4 years of his life. It's in wonderful condition and is just very intimate and warm in tone. And of course, the very last item in our auction is this very elegant early portrait photograph of Albert Einstein, which just has this powerful inscription. He signs it in German, in German, to an ardent awakener of the Jewish soul and one who successfully fought for our university. And it's dated May 1921, and we're all kind of surmising that it was likely inscribed to Chaim Weizmann. Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you, and certainly welcome all of your calls and emails with questions and requests for catalogs, and hope to see many of you out in Beverly Hills. It's always fun to meet fellow collectors in person. Anyway, thank you very much for taking this time to spend with me.